When it comes to hip-hop, few names command as much power and respect as Diddy. The man built an empire with Bad Boy Records literally from scratch, making moves that changed the game forever. His fall from grace has been swift, with an extensive federal criminal case. Combs was arrested on sex trafficking and racketeering charges, with federal prosecutors alleging that he and his associates threatened, abused, and coerced women and others around him to fulfill his sexual desires, which allegedly includes forcing victims into engaging in recorded sexual activity, which he referred to as freak-offs.
These events were known to host big names in the industry, with guest lists that included Justin Bieber, Mariah Carey, Paris Hilton, and Jennifer Lopez. It was a chance to rub shoulders with some of the biggest celebrities. For decades, an invitation to his famously lavish parties resembled a golden ticket into the top tiers of Hollywood, yet a few rappers remain untouched by the drama, keeping their distance from Diddy. Some, in fact, never feared him at all and have no problem challenging his status. Let's break it down and talk about some rappers who stood their ground and didn't back down to Diddy's legendary power, followed by some wild updates on that leaked footage of Diddy's infamous freak-off party. One of the most well-known examples of rappers who never feared Diddy is 50 Cent, who's been taking shots at Diddy for years now. The Queens rapper has been very vocal about calling out Diddy's alleged sexual misconduct. He is a man who fears no one, and Diddy is no exception. The beef between 50 and Diddy isn't built on one specific event, but rather a long history of 50 throwing shade at Diddy's career and business moves. The turning point in their relationship came around 2010, when Diddy started managing Rick Ross, a known adversary of 50 Cent. From that moment, the feud took flight. He has constantly accused Diddy of taking advantage of the late Notorious B.I.G.'s name to boost his own career. He pointedly questioned Diddy's sincerity in honoring Biggie's legacy, suggesting that Diddy was more interested in financial gains than genuine homage. 50 Cent's trolling didn't stop at social media posts. He often referenced Diddy's rumored involvement in various controversies. This included the long-standing and highly sensitive topic of Tupac Shakur's murder, a discussion point even picked up by Eminem in his diss tracks. Eminem's Kill Shot referenced the rumor bluntly. The day you put out a hit's the day Diddy admits he put out the hit that got Pac killed. Fast forward to 2024, and nothing's changed. He trolled the fallen mogul with baby oil memes and has been talking about making a documentary about his alleged accusations since earlier this year, when he posted a mock poster for a documentary entitled, "Diddy Do It?" During one concert, he jokingly explained that he avoids Diddy's events because, in his words, he hugs you from the front and the back at the same time. Hinting at the freaky stuff that goes down there, he further stated he wasn't into all of that, and that he was more basic. Eminem has also been a key player in this long-running feud. Beyond his brutal kill shot diss, M has dropped tracks in his albums that take shots at Diddy's infamous parties and controversial behavior. As one of 50 Cent's most loyal allies, Eminem doesn't shy away from calling out Diddy whenever his name is tied to scandal. Another notable mention here is The Lox. They were originally signed to Bad Boy Records. The group consisted of Jadakiss, Styles P, and Chic Louch in the late 1990s, and while they found initial success, things soon took a sour turn. The group's issue was with their publishing rights. Diddy owned the majority of their publishing, meaning he was getting paid every time their music made money. This control limited their financial freedom, and the Lox, being from the streets, weren't about to let this slide forever. They started publicly campaigning to get out of their deal, launching the now famous Let the Lox Go movement. The tension boiled over during a Hot 97.1 interview in 2005. Jadakiss and Styles P went on air to call out Diddy, accusing him of taking advantage of them financially. Diddy called in to defend himself, but it was clear that the Lox were ready to go to war for their money and freedom. Eventually, the pressure worked, and they were able to negotiate a better deal, regaining control of their publishing. This battle became legendary in hip-hop, and is a perfect example of how the Lox refused to back down, even against Diddy. Now, we can't talk about rappers who never feared Diddy without mentioning Suge Knight. the legendary Death Row Records founder and one-time arch-rival of Diddy during the East Coast-West Coast beef of the 90s. Suge, who was once friends with Diddy, accused him of stealing ideas and undermining his artists at Death Row Records. Key moments fueled the rising tension, like the 1995 Source Awards, where Suge Knight publicly called out P. Diddy in a heated speech. This event pushed the rivalry into the spotlight, making the conflict impossible to ignore. The Suge Knight and P. Diddy feud escalated through a series of major events that drew in fans and media. In 1996, Tupac Shakur, a key artist on Death Row Records, was fatally shot in Las Vegas, fueling speculation about its connection to the East Coast-West Coast rivalry. Then, in 1997, Bad Boy Records' star, the notorious B.I.G., was killed in a drive-by shooting as well in Los Angeles. These deaths marked a turning point in their rivalry. While Suge's fate in the music world took a different turn, there's no denying that, at the height of the feud, he made it clear that he had no fear of Diddy or anyone associated with him. Now, let's pivot to that leaked footage, because this is where things get wild. The internet was buzzing when footage from Diddy's so-called freak-off party leaked recently. And honestly, it's every bit as wild as it sounds. For years, rumors have swirled about Diddy's extravagant and, well, downright freaky parties. But this leak seems to confirm those stories. So, what exactly is this party that has got everyone talking all about? Freak-offs were gatherings where Diddy allegedly wielded his power to lure victims into sex acts with male commercial sex workers. He had associates and employees help keep victims in line using blackmail, like the videos taken during the parties. Like I said, wild. These employees would allegedly be in charge of facilitating the freak-offs by booking hotel rooms. Associates would allegedly arrange travel for victims, sex workers, and Diddy, in addition to delivering cash to pay the workers and scheduling IV fluid deliveries used to recover from the parties. Authorities claim that these freak-off parties were a regular occurrence, sometimes lasting for days on end. What truly shocked people wasn't just the parties themselves, but the disturbing revelations about what allegedly went on, particularly involving male rappers in situations no one would have imagined. The rumors suggest Diddy was drugging these men and assaulting them while they were incapacitated. In a chilling twist, Diddy's former dealer has accused him of using the same substance that reportedly led to Friends star Matthew Perry's tragic death to carry out these acts. Diddy's infamous white parties in the Hamptons have always carried a certain mystique, but beneath the glamour, darker stories have surfaced. These lavish events, once seen as exclusive social affairs, are now rumored to have been playgrounds for Diddy's most disturbing fantasies. After the main party, Diddy allegedly hosted a secretive after-party for a select group of young male artists. The shocking allegations claim that he would spike their drinks, incapacitate them, and then assault them, all while secretly recording the incidents using hidden cameras. Meanwhile, guests were reportedly banned from bringing phones or cameras. While many on social media have fixated on the sexuality of the rappers involved, the more pressing issue is the fact that Diddy was allegedly drugging and assaulting them. Consent becomes impossible when someone is incapacitated, and it doesn't matter if these rappers were gay or not. What matters is that Diddy reportedly laced their drinks without their knowledge, leading to assault. From his rocky relationships with fellow hip-hop giants to rumors of his involvement in Tupac's murder, Diddy's name continues to stir controversy in the industry. With his arrest confirming the long-rumored allegations, the once glamorous image of a hip-hop mogul has been permanently shattered. What began as whispers about his wild parties has now turned into a devastating reality, exposing years of predatory behavior. The charges against him not only bring to light the harm inflicted on his victims, but also underscore the dark side of unchecked power in the entertainment industry.